What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and I am fucking sick right now, so if there's any issues with my voice, or if I ever sound plugged up at any point in the video, I do apologize, but I'm sick. I'll try to cut out all the coughing and gross shit, but yeah, if I sound a little bit weird, it's because I'm under the weather. I've been under the weather since my birthday. Great timing to get sick, right? But anyways, moving on from that, let's talk about Justice League action. As you guys may or may not know, I've reviewed every single episode of the Young Justice series. Love Young Justice, hold it in very high regard. I love a lot of DC's animated movies and other animated shows, so obviously I was going to check this out. If for nothing else, out of morbid curiosity, because it looked weird when I first saw the trailer. Like, it was Justice League, and like, it looked like they got the colors right and the voices, but then the art style was really cheap looking and it was more comedy oriented in the trailer. So it's like, oh my god, it's called Justice League Action and we have Teen Titans Go. And yeah, I wasn't too sure before actually watching this series what I was going to be getting myself into. But I can safely tell you guys this is not another Teen Titans Go. And luckily we are getting Young Justice Season 3. This isn't like how a lot of people wanted a continuation of Teen Titans and then we got Teen Titans Go. You know, we get everyone wanting another season of Young Justice and then we get this show instead. It's not like that, obviously. It's not Teen Titans Go, first of all, like I already said. And we're getting Young Justice Season 3, so we're getting both. So with that out of the way, what is Justice League Action? It's pretty much a comedic take on the Justice League. It is a comedy. There are quite a few jokes. And most of them, honestly, for me, land. Now, they don't land hard, but there are the occasional jokes that are, like, really funny. Like, they come out of nowhere. Whether it be a really good dry joke from Batman, like when Martian Manhunter, he makes a joke at the end of one episode, and he says, "That was my attempt at humor. What'd you think?" And Batman's like, "You're asking the wrong guy." That's a funny line. That's genuinely funny. A lot of the jokes that the wizard Shazam would say, a lot of his dry humor when interacting with Batman.
There it is, above the throne. That's the orb containing my powers. Once broken, the lightning will be released and Billy transformed.
How do you plan on reaching it?
That is an excellent question.
They would just catch you off guard and be pretty funny and put a smile on my face or make me laugh, which would then make me cough, which sucked, but feck it. But yeah, it has good jokes. And I was watching, I essentially watched like this 45-minute like pilot, I guess. It was like this 4-episode arc. They were like 11-minute ego's. And I'm watching this thing, and it's going through the different parts and everything, and I'm about 3 parts in, and I'm like, wow, there's not really any groaner jokes. Like, I gotta get used to the art style, and the animation has some cheap moments here and there, but I'm liking the humor okay. It's at least amusing, and then it'll hit you with one of those good jokes, like I was mentioning before. So I was like, okay, this is an okay show. And then I got to the 4th part, and the 4th part's not bad, but just when I was ready to say in my review, wow, this show actually didn't have any groaner jokes, at least not in these first 4 episodes, then the final episode happened, and Batman's like, oh yeah, Constantine hit himself with some kind of accent spell, and I was like, okay, and then they switched costumes with each other, and I was like, alright, this is getting pretty silly. Like, it was a comedic take on the Justice League, it had good jokes, they had like that joke where the Superman lost his powers, and he jumps up on the building, and he's like, I've lost my powers, I can't even jump these buildings in a single bound, and I was like, oh wow, they said that, and it wasn't a groaner. I thought it was funny, because it was so stupid that I thought it was funny. So that joke worked for me. But yeah, once you get to that final part, there's a few more groaners. It's a little more silly than the other episodes. But with all that being said, I still enjoyed it. And one thing I do want to mention is that the animation, don't be turned off by the art right away, because the animation is pretty standard DC. It's hard-hitting, it's fast, good motion blur, good use of smearing, good use of background animation, and it's really good. Lots of good impact. It's pretty damn solid DC animation. It's not as polished as like Young Justice or some of their older shows, maybe in terms of artwork, very clearly. But the actual animation itself is pretty good. There are some cheap moments here and there, but overall the action animation is pretty entertaining and pretty damn well done.
I still need more. Who dares? No mere man can defy calendar.
No man does.
And the color palette's really solid too. It's really the art style. The art style takes getting used to. But the way I look at it is, I really like Spectacular Spider-Man, and Spectacular Spider-Man's art style isn't too far off from this. And Spectacular Spider-Man is one of the best incarnations of Spider-Man, so I figure I look at it and I'm like, alright, I can get used to this. It's weird at first, because I've never seen a DC show that looks like this, but what the hell. The animation's really good, so let's give the art style a chance, and I started getting used to it, and it's really not that bad. If it's not your cup of tea, that's understandable, but yeah, I'm fine with it overall. Yeah, they look a little flatter, they look really young, but it's fine. So what am I trying to say about this show? You know, you have pretty good humor with some really good jokes sprinkled in. You've got pretty damn solid animation. Artwork, gotta get used to it, a little cheap looking, but still fine overall for what it is. I think this is a solidly made show. Now, again, I've only seen the first 4 episodes, so I can't really say it's going to be amazing or incredible. I don't think it's going to go for anything like Adventure Time or Steven Universe, where it's going to have depth to the characters or any ongoing mysteries. I mean, maybe it could, who knows. Adventure Time didn't seem like it'd be that kind of show, and then it turned into that kind of show, so who knows with these modern cartoons, but it really feels like Cartoon Network is trying to stop doing that, which is fucking annoying, because that's such a cool idea for these shows, and it seems retarded, just straight up fucking retarded, to drop that completely. But with the way Mighty Magiswords looks, which I haven't watched, and what they're doing with the Powerpuff Girls reboot, which is, oh man, I could tear that shit a new asshole if you guys want to see a review of the new Powerpuff Girls. Let me know in the comments below, because that could be fun and funny. I could rip that shit a new asshole all day. But so yeah, I don't know if this show is going to be like Adventure Time or Steven Universe, where it has ongoing plot lines or whatever. Doesn't seem that way based on the first 4 episodes. It seems like it's going to be a tongue-in-cheek, not take itself too seriously, self-aware Justice League show with really solid action, good voice acting, which I'll get into the voices in a minute, and some pretty damn good humor in my opinion. Again, nothing amazing, but when the jokes were good, they were good.
Are you still mad? I knew it. You are still mad about the whole landing on the hood thing. Aw, come on. If I left any scratches, I'll buff them out. Or at least, you know, pay someone else to do it. I know it's generous, but we're both in the billionaire masked vigilante making the world a better place game, so I figure...
And when they weren't good, they were still okay. There were only a few groaners in the last part, so again, I can't speak for like the whole season or anything. The show could turn to crap after these first 4 episodes, or it could get amazing after these first 4 episodes. I don't know. These are just my first impressions, and based on my first impressions of the episodes I watched, good voice acting, good animation, pretty good humor with some really good jokes sprinkled in. I don't want to get too repetitive, but I'm just going to wrap up right there. Now let's talk about the voices, because we have Kevin Conroy as Batman, which is cool. Kind of expected, but you know, sometimes he doesn't come back to reprise the role, so it's cool to hear him. It's a little weird coming out of a younger looking Batman, but you get used to it. At least I did. Maybe you won't, but who knows. The other 2 voices I want to mention, though, first off, Plastic Man, I believe it's Plastic Man, he's voiced by Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which was really weird, because I recognized the voice, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I remembered right at the end of the episode, he had like one final line at the end, and I was like, oh, that's fucking Master Shake, which I don't watch a lot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's a show that's very hit or miss for me. I've seen some episodes and been like, oh, yeah, that was actually pretty funny. And then other episodes where I'm just like, oh, that was terrible. So, yeah, very mixed show for me. But I do like Master Shake's voice. He has a very unique voice, so it's kind of cool to hear that coming out of Plastic Man. But the voice that put a huge smile on my face, I almost don't want to spoil it, actually, especially if you're a fan of Teen Titans, but fuck it, I'll say it. Cyborg has his original Teen Titans show voice actor. Now, I believe this guy also voiced Aqualad in Young Justice, But in this show, he's playing Cyborg, and of course Cyborg looks completely different, but he seems to have sort of the personality and the voice of his character in the original Teen Titans, which I think is really, really cool.
Booyah! Fixed it so good it'll last 1,000 years. Hey, Batman, the power couplers were pulsing out of sync, so I figured I'd reroute the matrix.
That put a huge smile on my face. So, yeah, awesome voice acting from that little small moment he had in the episode. So yeah, I've pretty much already given all my thoughts. I don't want to repeat myself anymore. It's a pretty good, perfectly fun, disposable show, at least based on these first 4 episodes. And I say check it out. If everything I said in this video seems like it's interesting to you, I say check it out, see if you like it. There's a ton of episodes out online. You can find them. I don't know how long the show's been running or anything like that, but yeah, there's plenty of episodes out there for you to form an opinion. So I liked it overall. I thought it had good voice acting, and I do want to really stress that the animation is quite good. There are some cheap moments for sure, but overall the fighting animation is pretty entertaining and pretty standard DC fighting. It's really polished. But with all of that being said, have you guys seen Justice League Action? Do you want to see it after watching this video? If you have seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you see in here. Also, click the little bell once you're subscribed to get notifications of when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.